During a weekend getaway, my husband thought I was asleep and met his lover in the hotel lobby. She whispered, "I can't wait to be with you forever." I walked up behind them and said, "Forever starts now." My husband gasped, "What are you doing here?" I replied, "Enjoy your weekend. It's the last one I'm paying for." I never thought I'd be the kind of woman to find out my husband was cheating in a hotel lobby. I always pictured it happening differently. A lipstick stain, a suspicious text, maybe a friend telling me they saw him with someone else. Something gradual, something that built up to a moment of realization. But no, I got a front row seat. It started as a weekend trip to Chicago. Mark and I had been together for 12 years, married for 9, and things had been feeling off. He was distant, but not in the usual "I'm tired from work" way. It was deeper than that. Like he wasn't even in the same world as me anymore. I wanted to fix things. Maybe a fancy hotel, some nice dinners, walking around the city like we used to when we were younger. Maybe that would bring us back to us. Mark agreed way too easily. That should have been my first sign. But I was so desperate to believe we could still work that I ignored the warning bells. We checked into the hotel Friday night. It was one of those high-end places with marble floors, gold-trimmed elevators, and a bar full of people who looked like they actually belonged there. We went to dinner, had a few drinks, and for a little while, it felt okay. He was laughing, touching my arm, even looking at me like he saw me. It almost felt normal. Almost. That night, I woke up around 2 a.m. Mark wasn't in bed. At first, I wasn't too concerned. Maybe he went to the bathroom. But the light was off. Maybe he was getting ice? But then I noticed his phone wasn't on the nightstand. That's when my stomach dropped. I sat up, listening. Nothing. I got out of bed and walked to the door. When I cracked it open, I saw him. Mark was in the lobby, standing in front of a woman. She was gorgeous, petite, dark hair, dressed like she just walked out of a magazine. She had her hand on his chest, looking up at him like he was hers. And then I heard her whisper, "I can't wait to be with you forever." My whole body went cold. I walked straight up to them. Neither of them saw me until I was right there. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "Forever starts now." Mark turned so fast he almost fell over. His face went white, like he'd seen a ghost. "What are you doing here?" he stammered. I wanted to laugh. What am I doing here? Like I wasn't supposed to be in the hotel room I paid for? Like I wasn't supposed to be in the marriage we built together? Like I was the intruder? I smiled, because I knew I had all the power in that moment. "Enjoy your weekend," I said. "It's the last one I'm paying for." And then I turned and walked away. I could hear them whispering behind me. I didn't stop. I went straight to our room, grabbed my suitcase, and started throwing my stuff into it. My hands were shaking, but I was focused. I didn't cry. I didn't break down. I was just done. I left his things. Let him figure out his own way home. I didn't give a shit where he stayed, what he did, or how he explained things to his little girlfriend. By the time he got back upstairs, I was zipping up my suitcase. "Please," he said. "It's not what it looks like." I actually laughed. Loud. "You're standing in the middle of a hotel lobby with some woman touching your chest, telling you she can't wait to be with you forever. What exactly is it supposed to look like?" He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. So I kept going. "Who is she?" I asked. Silence. "How long?" "Nothing. Do I even know her name? Or do you save that for when I'm asleep?" He finally swallowed and said, "It's complicated." I laughed again. This time, I felt something snap inside me. "No, Mark, it's actually really simple. You're a liar and I'm done." He started with the usual bullshit. He was sorry, it didn't mean anything, we could work through this. He said he loved me. I told him to shut up. I picked up my suitcase, grabbed my purse and walked to the door. "Where are you going?" he asked, panic creeping into his voice. I turned around, looked him in the eye, and said, "Anywhere that isn't here." Then I left. And I didn't look back. I walked out of that hotel room with my suitcase rolling behind me, my heart slamming against my ribs. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't stay. The Chicago air hit me like a slap when I stepped outside. It was cold, that kind of deep, biting cold that sinks into your bones, but I barely felt it. My body was running on something else entirely. Adrenaline. Rage. The kind of clarity that only comes when your world has been set on fire right in front of you. I stood on the sidewalk, my breath fogging in front of me, trying to decide what to do. Go home? Book another hotel? Find a bar and drink until I could make sense of this shit? Before I could move, my phone buzzed. "Mark." I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over decline. But then, something inside me, some sick, twisted part of me that still wanted to hear him suffer, made me answer. I didn't say anything. I just let him talk. "Baby, please," I hung up. A second later, another call. Declined. Another. Blocked. I wasn't interested in hearing whatever pathetic excuse he was going to come up with. I saw what I saw. And I wasn't the kind of woman who ignored the truth staring her in the face. I booked a room at another hotel 3 blocks away. Paid for it myself. Mark's name wouldn't be on anything I touched from now on. When I finally got into my room, I sat on the bed and just breathed. And that's when it hit me. Everything. The way he had been distant for months. The weird work trips. The sudden interest in guys' nights. I felt so stupid. The hotel room was too quiet. The silence pressed in on me, thick and heavy. I needed something to fill it. So I did what any woman with a cheating husband and a phone full of receipts would do. I called his mother. Did you know? I asked, skipping the pleasantries. She was quiet for a second. Know what? That your son has been screwing someone else while I've been busting my ass trying to fix our marriage. A long silence. Then a sigh. Sweetheart. And just like that, I knew. I sat up straighter. She knew. How long? I demanded. I don't know exactly. A while. But I hung up. I wanted to scream. His mother knew. She didn't say a damn thing. I grabbed my phone again and texted him. Me, your mom knew. So how many other people did? No response. I wasn't done. Me, does your brother know? Your coworkers? Your poker buddies? How long have I been the only one in the dark? Still nothing. I threw my phone across the bed. I was boiling, my body shaking, my fists clenched so tight my nails dug into my palms. I needed something to do with this anger. So I did the next logical thing. I went to our bank app. And I drained every single cent out of our joint account. Then, for good measure, I maxed out the credit card that was in my name but linked to his account. If I was going to be humiliated, I sure as hell wasn't going to go down quietly. A few minutes later, my phone exploded with messages. Mark, what the hell? Mark, put the money back. We need to talk. Mark, this isn't fair. Fair? Fair? I laughed. Out loud. The kind of laugh that would have scared people if they heard it. Me, fair? You want to talk about fair? You want to talk about fair after what you did? Nothing. Then, a message from a number I didn't recognize. Unknown number. Please don't do this to him. He made a mistake. He loves you. I blinked. And then I smiled. Because I knew exactly who it was. His mistress. She was texting me. I took a slow, deep breath, feeling the anger settle into something colder. I was going to ruin them both. I stared at the message from the unknown number, my mind racing. Please don't do this to him. He made a mistake. He loves you. It took me half a second to realize who it was. I didn't respond. Not yet. Instead, I clicked the number and searched it in my texts. Nothing. But then I checked WhatsApp. And there she was. Her profile picture was exactly what I expected, some filtered selfie where she tried to look effortlessly beautiful. But what really caught my eye was her status update. Some things are worth fighting for, my blood boiled. This woman, this thing was out here acting like this was some kind of romance? Like she and Mark were some star-crossed lovers who just happened to be caught in a complicated situation? I wanted to rip her to shreds. Instead, I took a deep breath, smiled to myself, and typed, me. That's cute. Did you text his first wife this same shit too? Delivered. Read. Unknown number. What are you talking about? Bingo. I had no idea if Mark had been married before. He never mentioned an ex-wife, but something about the way she panicked told me she had no idea either. I waited. Let her stew in it. Then I sent another text. Me. Oh, sweetheart. You thought you were special? 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. Then reappeared. Then, unknown number, you're lying. Me. Sure. Just like he told me I was the only one. Silence. I leaned back, tapping my fingers against the bed. I had no idea if Mark really did have an ex-wife, but at this point, I didn't care. She had interfered in my marriage. She had texted me like she had some kind of moral high ground. So I was going to burn her illusions to the ground. Then, my phone rang. Not from Mark. Not from her. From a blocked number. I hesitated. Then answered. You need to stop, a woman's voice said. Low. Sharp. Not the mistress. Someone else. I sat up straight. What the hell? Excuse me? I said. You think you're the first one? The woman said. You're not. And if you keep pushing, you're going to find out just how bad this can get. My skin went ice cold. Who is this? I demanded. A pause. Then a slow, amused chuckle. I was you once, she said. And now? I'm just someone who knows better. And then the line went dead. I sat there, heart pounding, gripping my phone so tight my fingers ached. Who the hell was that? A past mistress? His real ex-wife? And what the fuck did she mean, how bad this can get? I sat there, gripping my phone, the woman's voice still ringing in my ears. I was you once. And now? I'm just someone who knows better. Who the hell was she? A past mistress? His real ex-wife? And what did she mean, how bad this can get? For the first time that night, fear slithered into my anger. I wasn't dealing with just one betrayal. There was more. So much more. Mark had layers of deception, and I had only peeled back the first one. And I was about to tear it all open. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up digging. First, I searched his name on social media, looking for anything I might have missed. Then, I went through old emails. Then, the real goldmine, our phone bill. Mark and I had a shared plan. That meant his call logs were my call logs. I scrolled, and there it was. Dozens of calls to the same unknown number. The one that had just called me. I copied it and searched it on Google. No name, but I wasn't done. I opened Venmo, searched his name, looked through his transactions. And then I found it. 2 months ago, a payment to someone named Rebecca W. The note? A single emoji. A baby bottle. I felt my entire body go numb. No. I copied Rebecca's name and searched her on Facebook. And when I saw her profile picture, my vision blurred. Because I recognized her. She was the woman I had spoken to on the phone. And she was holding a baby. I called Mark. The second he answered, I didn't even let him speak. Do you have a kid? I asked, my voice like steel. Silence. Then, barely above a whisper. I was going to tell you. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. Was that before or after I paid for your last romantic getaway? Please, just let me explain. I was done listening. You got another woman pregnant while you were married to me? I asked, my voice shaking now. It was a mistake. I didn't know she was pregnant until after I left. Left. And what? You were just never going to tell me. I didn't want to lose you. You lost me the second you touched her. There was a knock at my door. I turned. And froze. Because standing in the hallway outside my hotel room was Rebecca. She was holding her baby, looking at me with cold, furious eyes. I hung up the phone, opened the door. So, I said, you decided to show up in person. She shifted the baby in her arms. I wanted to see you myself, she said. To tell you the truth. The truth? You mean the part where you were sleeping with my husband? Her jaw clenched. I didn't know about you at first. And when I did, it was too late. I felt something snap inside me. Too late for what? To stop? To have some fucking decency? Her face twisted. She was angry. You think I wanted this? She snapped. You think I wanted to be some secret? That I wanted to be this woman. She pointed at herself. I found out I was pregnant, and he told me he was leaving you. He lied to me, too. He said you were getting divorced. That you knew about me. That you didn't even sleep in the same bed anymore. I clenched my fists so tight my nails dug into my palms. And you just believed him? I hissed. I wanted to. I was in love with him. The words hit me like a knife. And now? I asked, voice ice cold. Her face crumpled. Now I know what he really is. She took a shaky breath, shifting the baby in her arms. I thought maybe, deep down, he was a good man, she whispered. But he isn't. He left me alone in the hospital. He hasn't seen his own son in weeks. The rage inside me changed. I wasn't just furious at what Mark had done to me. I was furious at what he had done to her too. She hadn't deserved this. None of us had. I swallowed. Looked at the baby. What's his name? I asked. She hesitated. Then, quietly, Theo. I looked at him. He had big, round brown eyes. Mark's eyes. And suddenly, all I could think about was how this child would grow up with a father who had already abandoned him. A deep, horrible ache settled in my chest. What do you want from me? I asked. She met my gaze. I want you to help me ruin him. It was a whirlwind after that. The very next day, Rebecca and I met with a lawyer. I took every dollar I could from Mark. Rebecca filed for child support. And then, just to make sure the world knew what kind of man he was, we went public. I posted it all. Every screenshot, every call log, every Venmo payment. I made sure his boss, his coworkers, his friends, hell, even his barber, knew exactly who he was. By the end of the week, Mark had lost everything. His job, his apartment, his reputation. And the best part? His mistress, the one I caught him with that night in the hotel lobby, she dumped him too. Turns out, she didn't like the idea of dating a man with a baby and no money. Karma. It's been 6 months. Rebecca and I still talk. She's doing well. Theo is getting big. Mark? He tried to crawl back. Sent me emails. Apologies. Some sob story about how he lost everything and didn't know what to do. I deleted them all. I have nothing left for that man. And me? I'm free. I have my own place, my own job, my own peace. I wake up every morning and don't have to wonder if my husband is lying to me. And that's worth more than anything I ever lost.